Hey everybody, Jedi Jack Luther, and it's time, finally, it's time for what's in the box. I've been waiting a while. I've given you some toy updates while I've been off, and I finally have got a box. I'm very happy about this. Um, just things have been going on, and finally get a box in, and I can share it now. I will have a Star Wars box coming in probably within about 2 weeks, so that will be there. So we'll get another what's in the box. But we do have one now from our good friends at eBay. I'm bringing it in, and get the handy dandy scissors here. Now, if you're thinking the video looks a little different, it looks kind of not like what I'm used to seeing. It's like Jedi. It looks different, but I can't put my finger on it. Well, there's a reason for it. I'm actually videotaping this with my tablet, which just fell. I don't have a tripod for it like I do for my phone. I wanted to try something different. So I have to be careful shaking the table. Alrighty, here we go. Box is open. Now, if you know me, you know, of course, I love Star Wars. Hence, Jedi Jack Luther. But my other big thing I really go for is Masters of the Universe. I loved these figures as a kid. They were big, they were thick, they were chunky, they're easy to hold on to. Unlike Star Wars, which was very small and the weapons were really tiny, you lost those very quickly. Masters of the Universe were really big figures. I mean, if you think of Star Wars and G.I. Joe and a few other figures, they were really small. And the toy companies began making bigger figures that were easier to hold, and their weapons were bigger. You didn't lose them as often. Masters of the Universe fits into that category. They were big, chunky figures. And of course, to save money, they mostly used recycled parts. Everyone had about the same foot, or there were like two or three different feet that they used, you know, two or three different body sculpts for all the figures. Some figures were more different, you know, Ram Man, Manny Faces, Cobra Khan. There were a few of them that didn't use, you know, recycled body parts, but the most of them did in the earlier days. Um, but Masters of the Universe is absolutely my favorite. And that's what we got in today. Some vintage Masters of the Universe figures. Now, I have quite a few. In fact, I have more Masters of the Universe figures. We don't need the box anymore. I have more Masters of the Universe figures now as an adult than I ever had as a kid. In fact, there's only 3 or 4 figures I have that I had as a kid that's in my set now. The rest of them I never have. And that's kind of fun for me because you get the stuff you didn't have as a kid. And then you realize, well, I didn't really miss out on a lot. Trust me, I didn't miss out on Stratos. Stratos does nothing. He didn't come with any weapons. He came with plastic feathers that were on his arms. Not very well. So, as the line went on, they decided to give He-Man more and more enemies to fight, not just Skeletor and his goons. And we ended up with 2 different groups. We ended up with Hordak and the Evil Horde, which were the enemies of She-Ra, so that your brother and your sister, your daughter and your son can now play together. They have common toys. But then they created the Snake Men. Very cool group. I actually liked them a lot, and I didn't have any of the toys, but we're getting some today. We're gonna dump them out here. Here we go. So I will be making a trip to a hardware store. He's not. Well, I guess we'll start with this guy. This is King Hiss. He won't stand. His legs need to be fixed, which I can do. So King Hiss, his feature was that he was the evil leader of the Snake Men. And all you had to do was peel off his body armor, which made him look human, but he wasn't. There we go. It explodes off of him, and he's an evil Snake Man. Not too much into that one. He blew apart, revealed that he was actually a whole bunch of snakes. kind of cool. You know, if you think about G.I. Joe and Cobra, you know, you got Serpentor and all that. You know, those were some cool guys. So the Snake Men became the new enemy for He-Man and Skeletor. I think they fought them. The group fought both of them. Of course, he's got the issue with the wobbly legs, which I will fix. I can fix that. That's not an issue. But King Hiss is one of the few ones. I mean, his body design is completely different than the other Masters of the Universe figures. Even the legs are different. You know, no one really had this pattern. Maybe someone else did. They probably recycled it later. But the upper body, of course, is completely new sculpt, new design. Waist does not turn. These arms aren't on there very good. They popped off. So if you go on eBay, you'll see a lot of King Hisses with missing arms and everything. And of course, they have to have the body shell. But really, really a cool figure. I do have another Snake Man over there with my stuff. I have Tongue Lasher. He was a pink and purple snake guy, and you flip the switch and a plastic tongue shot out. And he's in really good shape. This one needs a little bit of work. He's a little shaky, but nothing that some fixing up and can do. It is to note that the back of the snake arms are patterned to the arms, the fake arms you snap on. So from behind, you really wouldn't notice a difference. It would blend in a little bit better. He's missing his accessories. He came with I know he came with a snake staff and one other part, and now I'm lost. I can't remember what it was. So I know he came with a snake staff. The person I won this from gave me a Horde crossbow blaster. I understand they were trying to throw something in, but our next creature, I got a good deal on these. For the price of like King Hiss, I got 2 Snake Men, which is I always like a good deal. So here we have Ratlor, which is, I guess, the Chief General. Ratlor has some leg issues as well. They're and a top-heavy body, which does not help it at all. Even with a tail to kind of balance it, and the tail's kind of neat. It's rubbery. If you think of Whiplash, it's the same kind of thing. It's a rubbery tail, but he doesn't whip it at anybody. But it's got the rattle mold into it. That's pretty neat. And he rattles. And I'm hoping that's part of the gimmick and not like it's broken side. But from the pictures, it still did his gimmick. Oh! Let's do that again so you can see it this side. Oh! So yeah, he has a headbutting action. I'm not sure why that is. The name of the creature is Ratlor, not, Head Extendor. But I guess it's to jump out at you or something. Once again, his construction is got similar features to most other Masters of the Universe figures. He's got the hand that can hold a weapon, and he's got the open palm that he can slap someone with. His feet are a newer design. There's really no Masters of the Universe that are kind of like this. So, and his body has no waist turning action. His head's rubbery, but it really doesn't have any neck. You can't turn his neck. And I'm also noticing something. When you see me press the button and the head extends, it's actually extending here, and then 1 second later it's extending on the video. So there's a little bit of a delay on here. Like I said, I'm brand new using this. So all in all, not bad figures. They're in really good shape. They're just missing accessories. I know Ratlor came. They all came with a snake staff. That was their thing. Like with Hordak, all his guys came with this crossbow thing that you hit the button and it, opened up and didn't do anything. They all came with a snake staff, and some of them came with additional weapons. Tongue Lasher came with a snake staff and a dragonfly crossbow. So, but that's it, man, for what's in the box on a beautiful Monday morning. We got King Hiss, the evil leader of the Snake Men, and Ratlor, and I can put him with Tongue Lasher. And there's a few other Snake Men, and if I were actually sit down and go through them, I probably can get the whole army of Snake Men. I think there were 3 others, at least 2. maybe 3. Some people count Whiplash in there, but I don't think he was more of a lizard creature more than a snake. So, but that's what we got in the mail. What's in the box was some vintage He-Man goodies, and I always love this stuff. Going back in time like this is really fun. So you'll see me in about 2 weeks or so when the Star Wars box comes in. Until then, I'm Jedi Jack Luther. You have an awesome day, and I'll see you once again when cardboard comes in and we take stuff out and we finally discover, hopefully one day we will, what's in the box.